Brendan, back to League Cup duty. Your thoughts on a trip to Perth to take on Tommy Wright and Johnstone?
Yeah, they've always been tough games against Tommy's teams, so and I don't think it'll be any different tomorrow. So we expect a tough game, and we go there looking to obviously respond after losing at the weekend.
Obviously, they played Rangers and were beaten heavily as well. Do you think that result will have an impact? You're looking to bounce back? Are you expecting a difference in Johnstone from that game?
Yeah, I think so. I think that they've. I can see a slight shift in how they've played. I think Tommy's done really well with the players he's got in and the dynamic of the team. They've got good dynamic players that they've brought in and good speed in their team. So he obviously made a change at the weekend, and he may reflect back and think, right, okay, I'll go back to what we've been working. So I thought for parts of the game, especially the opening period against Rangers, they'd actually started well, and they obviously go 1-0 down, and it changes the game for them. But no, they'll look at it as a chance to not have to wait too long to try and put it right. And for us, it's the same really. We lost at the weekend, and obviously we are looking to go and win a quarter final of one of the major cup competitions.
You mentioned the quarter final, chance to get to Hampden as well. That treble, I know we're not going to speak of, it's too far.
Oh, it's a long way up. It's a long way away.
But it's still another game you have to get to make it to that final.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's very early in the season. You know, we played 6 league games and we're into Europa League, and like I said, we're looking to not just defend this competition but go and win it. So this will be a tough examination for us. But our aim is to, like you say, get to Hampden and get into the semi-final.
Brendan, quite a few opinions have been expressed since the defeat at the weekend. Can I firstly ask you, how comfortable are you with a player from another club talking about yourself, talking about your players, and talking about the club, namely Kris Boyd? I
haven't seen anything of what Kris has said, so you might need to enlighten me.
Okay, there's a few accusations, the first of which is he suggests that there's a split in the dressing room. Is there? Can you clarify the situation?
Listen, I think logic, all this type of logic now, it used to be, well, I say it used to be, it obviously clearly is. I think when teams lose games, the logic used to be, and maybe still is, that there's a split in the dressing room. Sometimes there's no plan B. That's another accusation. For us, we're very much unified as a club. We've set such a high standard over these last couple of seasons. Yes, we haven't started as well as what we want, but one, it's very, very early in our season. But we're very much together. I think, like I say, we done very well to lose the game on Sunday. But it's something that I'm very, very calm with. I think what we have here was, we have a blueprint which is very stable in terms of how we play football. And normally when we execute that, we've shown that we have a winning strategy. Now, from time to time, we won't win games, but we have to accept that. And when you're at a big club, you have to accept that. There's a bit of heat that comes with that. But what's very important is that you stay calm and you stay unified. And that's very much what we are. So like I say, not overly comfortable listening to or like what's the first I'd heard of that really. I think Kris was probably best suited to try and get himself into the Kilmarnock team to get playing, and like I say, we'll concentrate on our own job in here.
Do you mind if I pick up on a couple of other things? I appreciate that you haven't heard or listened to the comments. The inference was that ever since Dedrick didn't make himself available for the qualifier and subsequently came back in the team, the suggestion is that has not been met with universal approval within the dressing room. Can you clarify that situation?
I only think you need to see, one, the performances of Dedrick. I think since he came back, I think the summer as a whole was a complicated, difficult one, on and off the pitch for us. But I think Dedrick's performances since he's come back in, has been exceptional. And I think it's very much, like I say, difficult summer for him, of course, but he's come back in and like I say, he's a very valuable member of our team and our squad, and he's shown that in his performances. So, so like I say, I think there's probably stuff being read into it, which maybe whoever's commenting on it, whether it's Kris or whether he's trying to take it from his own experiences, that's how he would have been and how he would have felt and how he made changing rooms feel. But for here, this is it's a different group of players. Like I say, we're not happy when we lose games, because like I say, we've been on a winning streak for so long. But it's something that we'll get back to doing. And like I say, I repeat, this team's very much unified. And like I say, at some point, and it's taken this long for it maybe to have lost a couple of games, but like I say, we'll get back again and get working hard and hopefully get the results there.
You touched upon it at the top there that you made reference to the fact that people are suggesting there's no plan B. How do you react to that?
Well, normally plan B. I think obviously since social media and all radio phone-ins have come into function, plan B seems to be the logic why you lose games. Like I say, it used to be you lost the changing room. Now it's plan B. You normally find that our blueprint works. And normally when people say plan B, is basically what they're saying is you do a total reversal of what you normally do. So if you play short, smash it long. If you play long, play short. If you press high, sit deep. If you sit deep, press high. That's what plan B is. So I think whenever the club employed me in here, it was to commit to a way of working, which is the Celtic way, which is, we have a way of playing, a dynamic way of working that, like I say, has been fairly stable over the few years I've been here. And because you get a few results that don't quite go for you, then of course everyone will analyse that. But our logic is very clear. We have a clear way of working and a clear way we want to win, and we'll continue along that route.
The final accusation was quite personal regarding Scott Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
Kris Boyd accused him of hiding from defenders. Comments like that, I appreciate you hearing it for the first time, but is that something that perhaps you might want to take up, not with Kris himself, but with the authorities?
Well, it's the first I've heard of that, so I'll need to look into it and deeper into it. So, but it's certainly not something that Scott has ever done in his career, in his life. Players might be short in confidence, naturally, not playing so much, so you're not quite getting the form that you'd expect of yourself. Of course, confidence can take a hit, but that's the first I've heard of that. So I'll look into that.
With regards to the blueprint you mentioned, Brendan, do you feel perhaps after 2 years where it's worked so well that teams are perhaps finding ways to cope with it better? And is that the biggest challenge? It's not finding a plan B, but actually getting the players to express themselves differently, to show something different? Yeah,
I think in how we work, I think what we've shown over the few years here is that there's lots of variations within that. We get still people that'll come and talk to us about playing a back three when we're playing a back four. I think what we are is at the moment is maybe just short on that variety in our play, which then can look a bit, stiff and rigid. But that's not normally how we are. But we'll get back to our way of working. We'll get back to the level. And like I say, that's my responsibility as the manager and the coach to try and ensure that I can take the team back to that. So like I say, we have a clear way of working. Teams will set up against you differently at times, but it's no different to what I've had here in my time. It's just us getting back to the level where we have lots of variety in how we work. There's obviously slight tweaks we will always have when we play against certain opponents, but like I say, when we have this stability in our work and we have the confidence, then of course we've shown against all types of teams that we can find a way. And that's my job as the manager, and pretty clearly it's my responsibility to take the team back to that level.
Are you pretty confident you can achieve that though with the personnel at your disposal? I know you would have liked the summer to have gone better. Are you compromised perhaps by the fact that you didn't have the summer you wanted recruitment-wise?
Well, listen, it doesn't matter. It's gone now. We wanted to do some work. Listen, we're very much together. We work with the players that are here, some fantastic players, and we'll get back to the level that we were at. Like I say, we haven't made the start we would have liked and the start we've had in the last few seasons. But listen, we're not perfect. You know, we had an invincible season. You're not invincible forever, but we're certainly a very talented group that will get back to the level, I'm sure, over the course of the season, and then at the end of the season we'll be judged in our work.
Has there been any indications in training, Brendan, that the players are not quite up to it yet this season?
No, it's the one thing I actually said to the players leading into the Kilmarnock game, that I've been so impressed with the intensity. I had a guy up here watching training last week, the day after the Rosenborg game, and he commented clearly on the level of intensity within it, and that's something that's very important. That's something that we've, in terms of our culture here, that's what will give you success, and it gives you the results that we've had and the winning results. You know, if you got your intensity and you have your repetition, you know, and you have your focus, you know, and you're working to your maximum every day in training, then it gives you a great opportunity. It doesn't guarantee you results, but it gives you a great chance, and that's something that these players have never stopped doing. They're working very hard.
So has it come as a surprise to you that some of the poor performances haven't been the way you would have liked, given the training's going?
Yeah, it's just sometimes, and listen, and if I look at it, you know, the 2 games that we've lost, I take total responsibility for that. I've made big changes in those. You know, away at Hearts, preparation for a Champions League game, I made a number of changes, more than normal, and then obviously the game at the weekend I made normal, and then we had one enforced one, which meant we had 6 changes to the team. Now I trust all the players that come in, but maybe I changed too many players. Maybe I changed too many players.
Think about in the future.
Well, that's something that I most definitely need to do. That, you know, if we lose that sort of stability, I don't expect us to, but if we did, then of course I need to look at myself in that.
Brendan, you said after the game that you were asked would Celtic fans be justified and were alarmed by the current form. You said yes. Some Celtic fans are alarmed that given the start to the season, given what happened in the window, that the club might lose you. Are you able to allay those fears of people that might worry that you think you've taken the club as far as you can given your success?
Yeah, no. Listen, for me, I only gave that notion of them being alarmed purely because of how we started the season, and there should be nothing more than that. But the only message I can give them is that I'm absolutely privileged to be here. I want to continue to be here. As a football club, but it is very unified. Yes, we haven't had the start. Yes, we haven't had the Champions League qualification. But I still love my work here, love the challenges of here. This is our little period where it hasn't gone quite well, and this is where you now show what you're like as a team and how you respond as a manager and players. So for that, I'm looking forward to this next stage of our season, because this is really an opportunity for us to show really our qualities, and show that not only do we have the footballing qualities, but we still have all that fighting quality that we had, despite losing players and everything else, to go on and consistently win games. And that's something that I'm excited about, and really getting to work on after our defeat at the weekend.
Do you think half a dozen games is a bit premature for people to be losing their heads about what's going on at Celtic?
Well, it's always perspective, but Celtic is such a huge club. It's always been like that. There'll always be inquests when you lose a game, and especially if you think it took us 69 games, you know, to lose. So I accept that and take that, but it's my responsibility now to ensure that going forward we can really push on as a team and as a squad, and like I say, ultimately it's about winning games.
Brendan, you're saying there that you're confident the players will reach the levels that they have the previous 2 seasons. You're saying that you're not seeing any difference in training. Is that a confidence thing then with some players?
It can be, yeah. It's natural, you know. If you're not playing well, or you take a defeat, then of course it can harm your confidence. But that's something that we work on, and like I say, we'll continue to work on giving the players as much confidence as they possibly can. But there's no magic dust. It's really, you got to work hard. You got to prepare yourself well. And when you prepare yourself and you work tirelessly at your game, that gives you confidence, and then that gives you a greater chance to succeed. So that's something that we will continue to look at.
Is there periods like this, Brendan, where you examine the players and you see the mental strength of the players when maybe they are being questioned over confidence or ability or whatnot, their mental toughness to bounce back from that? Is that where you examine, the leaders that you have in the squad and how they can bounce back?
Well, it's everyone. You know, I think that it's your ultimate judgment as a team is when you're challenged and when it's going against you. You know, I think that everyone will tell you whenever it's going well and going nice and you're winning and everything, confidence is up there. But your ultimate challenge as a player and coaches and managers and as a group is when it's not going so well. And that's something that excites me. That's something that I look forward to, as I said, with the players, working on getting the consistency back into our game.
Filip Benkovic was injured in the World against Kilmarnock. Can you give us an update as to how he is?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be available for tomorrow, so it'll be more towards the weekend, hopefully, for him.
It's not too long term. It's not a major injury, or he will be maybe a week or so, but he's not going to be.
Yeah, we'll see on that there. Yeah.
Can I ask you about Jonny Hayes, Brendan? If you're aware of the story in the paper today, Jonny giving his talk to a young Rangers fan who was having a hard time being bullied and things like that, and just wondered, sometimes it feels like the gap between players and fans is widened in the modern game, but how heartening is it to see something like that, a guy like Jonny going out his way to help a young guy? Yeah, I was
aware of that. It doesn't surprise me. You know, he's a great guy, Jonny, and fantastic player, but it shows his heart, and it, like you say, the modern players sometimes, you know, they get criticised a lot for many things, but a lot of them are highly intelligent players and highly caring players, and that's just an example of a footballer, and obviously an example of Jonny, because he's obviously not wanting to drive past that. He wanted to help the young guy, and which was great.
One last question, Brendan. There was a claim that Porto came in for Ntcham before the window shut. Is that accurate, or did any club come in for him?
Yeah, we had interest in Olivier. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were happy. You got the support just to rebuff that instantly.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers. Thank you.